Hey guys, this is Mark from ParkFlyers.com. Today we're looking at a very unique and special car, and that's the Team Losi 8XT-E. Now this is a competition truggy. It's 1/8 scale. It retails for $729.99. Now the cool thing about this particular car is that it comes with the hardware to configure it both ways. You could make it electric or you can make it nitro. In this case we made it electric. We just feel that electric is more popular now. We get a lot more performance out of it, and it just runs more consistent. So this car is about 3 pounds lighter than a Kraton EXB. As special as that car is, this one is just a little bit more special. Now it's a kit, so you have to build it. The motor system, obviously for this car, is going to be something that you want to really take into deep consideration just because of the nature of the car. It is not built to handle a 6S battery as far as weight and size. So it's a 4S setup, and because of that you want to pick the right motor and speed control combo. And for this car we picked the Max 8. Now the Max 8 comes in 2 different configurations. We chose the one with the higher kV motor. This is 2500 kV, and it's appropriate for this size car and the 4S setup. Running on 4S with an 18-tooth pinion, it'll run almost about as fast as a 6S setup in this, while maintaining, like I said, a deficit of 3 pounds. The car is also better balanced than a Kraton because you have the motor on this side. On the Kraton, you have the speed control right in front of it, and on this car, they put it on the other side for balance. This is a much better balanced car. The components on it also are a little bit lighter. They're very finely machined. They have chamfered edges. The shocks have really fine threads on them. They're very, very precise and very well made. You have sway bars front and rear. Now for servo on this car, we went with the famous Power Hobby 729 MBL. That's for just straight out power. Now obviously if you want to run at 8.4 volts, you can, but there's no need for it. There's so much power in the regular setting that it's just fine for what it is. Now the surprising thing about this car that a lot of people don't know is it does come off as a boutique type of car. The way, just the way that competition truggies, they're kind of built, and the way they look and the reputation they have for being, not really bashers. And well, I'll tell you right now, you can bash with this. Believe it or not, this truggy is extremely, extremely durable. There's a lot of people that have taken this out and beat the crap out of it. They're very surprised how durable it is. There is one spot on the car that is the weakness, and that is the rear plastic brace. It tends to flex a little bit. If you take a really hard landing and the bottom hits really hard, you can bend a center drive shaft. It has been done. People say that you can use a Mojave center drive shaft to replace the stock one if you do bend that one, and it's a little bit thicker and it might be a little bit more durable. Now a lot of people don't ever get the chance to drive something that's a competition car. For instance, like Techno makes a truggy also. I had the luxury of running that on a track against a couple of Kratons, and it just basically it ate up the track and left them in the dust. It wasn't even a competition. The Techno just outpaced the Kraton on every level, and this truck is going to run neck and neck with the Techno. It's the same type of configuration, similar weight, similar suspension setup, and it's made for for all-out racing. Now, one area where you could adjust on this car that you can't adjust on a ready-to-run Kraton is the anti-squat. Anti-squat is used in racing. It controls how the car handles under acceleration, and there's a pill system and different configurations that you can put on the car to make it feel different. It does make a big difference in the way a car handles. It's just another way to make this car to dial it in just a little bit harder. There are more shock adjustment locations on the shock towers and all around the car. It's just much more in tune for setting up as somebody would like it for their own taste. Everybody, when they drive a truggy, they have their own taste, and they're going to put the settings to the way they like it. There's no one best, so you're going to have to play with it. If you notice on this car, we went with a little bit smaller tire and rim than usual. These are the Arma Backflip 4S versions, and they're significantly smaller and lighter than the 6S versions, and that is because we feel that this, especially on a competition car, you want to use the appropriate tire size. for regular, I would say intermediate bashing, you're not going to want to use racing tires. They're just not going to handle the pit that well. These are great though. These 4S tires are great. They're the right size, and they're not oversized. We see a lot of cars come in for service because of differential problems on a lot of the 6S cars, because the stock crane tires and wheels are just too big for the chassis. If you see, I put the 4S backflips on this car too. I don't run my cars with 6S wheels and tires. I just stay away from those. They wreak havoc on the differentials, and they're not really made to handle those tires. It also runs very sloppy, the car. It's not so much fun to drive. It's a little bit unstable in the air, and this is just a better and more appropriate size tire for this. Another cool tire for it would be the Proline Badlands.